All right, hello guys. I hope we're live and just give me a second here to do something and we're about to start. All right. Okay, so tonight's live stream. We have a new moon in Libra, just to double check so I make sure on our hands, and it will be in effect in the next couple of weeks. So before we jump into the live stream, I want to take a couple of minutes here to explain you the situation and why I have been slacking for the last couple of weeks. And long story short here, guys, I just had to go under a certain treatment that's talking much or talking at all would have been a detrimental to the recovery that I'm going, and that was the reason why there was a weekly reading skipped, and the reason why a couple of live streams also have been skipped. Hopefully from now on things are gonna get back to normal. And I don't want to pull the devil by its tail, but suffice to say the treatment does give results, so I'm really looking forward for a full recovery, because having a buzz in your ear really messes up your life really hard. So enough with the explanations. The live stream. So how the live stream is going to take place for the new people that I'm saying that it is that we're going to do a general tarot reading for each star sign, starting from Aries and ending up into Pisces. And of course, in these live streams, I am giving away free readings, which are going to happen publicly. And to participate into these free readings, only thing you gotta do is to make sure you are around for the breaks that I am announcing. I will announce a break after a Cancer star sign, after a Scorpio star sign, and the last one is going to be after a Pisces, a star sign. And once I do announce the break, which is going to be about 5 minutes, you can input your question here into the comments below. And I'm going to pick one question from the questions submitted, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on the question. A professional reading meaning that I'm going to make a full spread on it instead of drawing just one card. Of course, anybody who wish to support us through Super Chat or through PayPal, you are going to get your reading at the end of the live stream regardless. And if you do enjoy the channel, guys, you cannot how can I say, you cannot afford or you don't want to do Super Chat or PayPal, leaving a like, subscribing, or hitting the notification bell also helps tremendously to me and to what I do. So with that being said, jumping straight away to the Aries first, and let me shuffle the cards and see what we have. Let me just double check on the sound, because I have my mic a little bit away from me just to make myself a little bit more comfortable. So starting up with Aries, as usual, the first card for you, Aries, and this is going to be a 5-card spread, guys. So with Aries, I'm going to explain the spread, and from there, I'm just moving without explaining each position every time I draw cards. So the first card is of that spread is going to show up your the cycle itself. What is going to be the theme and the topic of the cycle? What is going to be the general energy that accompanies the cycle, the lunar cycle, which is the next couple of weeks. And for Aries, this is going to be the Knight of Wands. The second card does show up what kind of like works against us, what is going to obstruct us, and in generally the challenges that we will need to overcome throughout the transit and throughout the cycle itself. And the card for Aries is going to be the Five of Cups. The third card that comes up into the spread, it does shows the accelerating factor, or what helps us. What should be our attitude? What should we aiming for? Or the best possible course of action. For Aries reading, that happens to be the Fool card. The fourth card, which is my favorite into this position, that will be the lesson that we need to learn. Or the way I like to look at this position in this spread, guys, it is a why things are happening. Because, and that is something I had into my university. I had that professor that was saying, you know, there are 3 levels of a knowledge. And the first level, it's when you know what thing does. And that way you can use the thing. The second level, it is when you know how the thing does what it does, and then you can construct the thing. But when you know why it does it, then you can understand the thing entirely. And this position here gives the answer to why. The lesson we need to learn, why we have to move through all these things, and in generally what comes out of all that. What is going to be the result of this transit? And that will be the King of Swords. For Aries, it says Knight, but in this deck, Knights are kings into the traditional one. And the last card for Aries, that will be the Nine of Wands. The last position of this spread are the energies which are helping and supporting the representative, a star sign. And so this lunar transit, the new moon into Libra for Aries, is gonna open up the things. Let me show you the cards one more time for Aries, okay? So we have oh my god, that's the King of Wands, guys. So it says Knight, but like I said, in the traditional deck, Knights here are kings. So we have a King of Wands. Then it is the Five of Cups, the Fool, the King of Swords, and the last one that is going to be the Nine of Wands. So with the King of Wands, the transit still it's gonna open up things for Aries, but a little bit more channeled, a little bit more fixed upon one specific thing, you know, one specific goal, one specific agenda, because that is how literally the King of Wands operates. They do have a specific focus, and they are capable to transform their surroundings, meaning the resources that they have, into a rather quite powerful actions, quite powerful and determined drive in order to make that goal or that ambition, so to speak, to become reality. Overall, into this transit for Aries, things are going to go rather, I would say, easy, without much of an obstruction. That depends though how much challenge Aries are putting in front of themselves. But the point here is that even though the challenges could be great, you guys who are Aries will have no problem overcoming those challenges, career-wise and even relationship-wise as well. Now, the things which are a little bit concerning here is the will to prevail, as with the Five of Cups into the second position. And that card here points that should you face, how do you call it in English, when things does not work out exactly you had anticipated, but still they do work out in a certain manner, all right? So facing up such a circumstances where things are not ideal, I would say, you may tend to disappoint and to consider it loss, while in reality it's not a loss itself. And this is where the will to prevail kind of kicks in. Are you gonna give up just because the things are not ideal, or should you keep up trying and just pushing on forward? Will define and determine, you know, how successful you are going to be throughout this transit. And the guidance of the cards, it is to try and keep pushing up forward, because like I said, at the end, you will be able to prevail here. You will be able to enforce a rather quite effective measures and effective drive moving forward. How that is to happen? Well, with the Fool card into the third position of how this is to happen here with the Fool card, okay, it will happen through, I would say, art and through being very spontaneous. And when I say art, I don't mean like a artistic art, but art into, if you will, the art into war, the art into conflict. You pretty much gonna know your craft, and through your craft you are to push forward career-wise or relationship-wise as well. But the Fool card also urges Tao to seek always for a new methods, for new approach, you know, for new strategies, even when it comes to overcoming difficulties, and when it comes to as well completing challenges and reaching thy goal. And when it comes to interacting with people here into the transit of ahead, you Aries should be carefree. It is the best word that I can find for explanation, and being kind of like open for any kind of introduction and for any type of people to interact with, because you don't know which one truly is gonna fit you, or with whom you are to find your match, either for a competition, you know, either for a business, for an alliance, why not for a relationship as well. And we're getting to the juicy part of the thing, you know, why this thing is happening to you, Aries. And the King of Swords here reveals that this is happening so you learn to analyze. This is happening so you learn how to capitalize and utilize on everything that is around you, leaving no resource unapplied, so to speak. And this through careful analysis and through careful planning, not just only the way out of difficulties is going to be revealed to you career-wise or relationship-wise, but you also will be able to forge a very effective strategies which are going to help you to readjust your life, to readjust your environment, to readjust your routine, if you will, so you can make things way more easier for you into the months and why not years to come. And lastly, I would like to say here, for you Aries which are single, you are likely to find someone that you are to connect with in a passionate level into the next couple of weeks, but it will feel challenging. I mean, the other person is going to be just as tough as you are, so you both are going to present challenge to one another, and it will be quite thrilling, and that will be the reason why the interest is going to be kept into either of you. What you are gonna make out of it, that depends entirely on you guys. So moving next, we do have Taurus. Let me shuffle. All right, for Taurus, the first one, that will be the Aeon, followed by the second card of the Queen of Wands. The third one for Taurus, that will be the World. Moving next, we do have the Eight of Wands. And the last one for Taurus here, guys, that will be the Four of Wands. So this is going to be a very active transit. Let me sip a coffee before we move forward. So that will be a very active transit for Taurus, and the sole aim for Taurus into the next couple of weeks should be to wrap things around, to pretty much reach a closure, all right, to settle deals, to settle opinions, to settle goals, or to settle fulcrums, whichever way you like to call it. Because this transit for you, Taurus, is as much as a accomplishing things around, okay, and how can I say, transcending into the next level. It is just as much as well a transit of a liberty. So you do liberate yourself from a how can I say, a phase of your life, figuratively speaking, and you do move on to the next phase of your life. So the overall energies, or rather like the overall topic and the overall theme of this transit for you, Taurus, is going to be that the right thing comes about. Right thing, what I mean under it, it is that piece of the puzzle that was missing thus far, the aspect which allows you to make up your mind, okay, the hint or the circumstance which allows you to move forward, the person that allows you to fall in love, the birth of the child that keeps you moving forward, and so on and so forth. That thing which is going to make your life increase its worth, or if you lost its worth, it will make your life worth living again. And also you can look at it at this circumstance, especially if you are in the dead end right now, kind of like a dead end alley, all right? And you don't have much of an options. Well, you may have certain options, but none of these options make much sense to you because all of them are with compromises, so to speak. Well, now you can expect into the next couple of weeks a third option to come about that is going to be the only plausible one. It just is going to be, let's say, perfect. No different than I will give you that example, Taurus, if you do have to pick up in between couple of jobs, but none of them really present you with what you need, okay? One of it could be very well paid, but really sucks as what you have to do there. The other one could be something interesting, but they don't pay very well. And it's just there is a compromise, whatever you decide to pick. But in the next couple of weeks comes a third one, which is everything positive from these both. So you can expect a major, let's say, opportunity to come about your way. It may come through revelation, it may come through event, it may come through sudden insight. Whichever the case, the method is going to be different for each one of you. And then the energies are picking up and they are allowing you, or kind of like they're pushing you into make a finalizations of important cycles of development, or wrapping things around, kind of like settling scores, so to speak, in your life. And when you do so, you will be pretty aware and pretty clear how things are standing. So you're going to be pretty clear, are you going to stay into the job where you are? You're going to be pretty clear what you're going to work for the next few months, for the next few years. You're going to be unclear, does the person you're interested in loving you or not? You're going to be clear, does your marriage or relationship is going to persevere or not? And so you will know all the answers you need in order to move on forward. And that is exactly what you need to do here, because there is a reason why this is happening. And the reason is so you just, something like with Aries, you just open up for the world, because for one or another reason you have invested thus far into one or two or three things, but there are so much more around you that you're not paying attention to. And now when you wrap things around into your current undertakings, now you can turn your glance into the new opportunities which the world is presenting you with. And it is where the dynamic truly picks in. So if you have been bored from your life, or you have had a really steady and unremarkable routine, well, I don't think that this is going to hold up for much longer, especially not after these couple of weeks. All right, so next one, that will be Gemini. And for Gemini, the first one, we do have a Ace of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Swords. And that is actually quite promising for Gemini that we do have here. It is just they will take it way too personally, but let's draw the rest of the cards and see how things are going. The next one, that will be the Two of Cups, followed by the Two of Swords. And the last one for Gemini, that is going to be the Hangman. So you couldn't have had any better alignment that we do have here. And it does relate to some kind of a partnership. Could be a business partnership, but even if it is a business partnership, there is still kind of like an emotional attachment. And I don't mean necessarily love, okay? And here I want to take a little bit of a time to give my thoughts into something. People comes around very often and they ask me, you know, for a reading, and they ask me, you know, what does he or she feels about me? They're expecting an answer like they love you or they don't love you, while feelings are so much more. There are so many feelings. You can feel dread, you can feel grudge, you can feel hatred, you can feel joy, you can feel glee, you can feel so many things. You can feel determination, okay? You can feel misunderstood, you can feel being misunderstood, and so on and so forth. So there are going to be an emotional attachment, but that doesn't necessarily has to be love, although a very, very possible. Now, the thing about Gemini is that Ten of Swords here into the second position, which we have, okay? And that is going to be the clean break with the past that they have to make. They just have to move on, and that will be their challenge, that will be their setback, so to speak. So for as long as Gemini does not move on from the past, there will be no significant progress into their current relationship, I'm saying, but not necessarily intimate. It could be as well a business relationship. So if things aren't working out with your affairs, so to speak, maybe you should think about kind of like a draw a line, make a retrospection. You may not be aware that there is something holding you back to previous business relationships or intimate relationships. Just take a couple of days, you know, to reconsider what is relating you with the past, because here in the next couple of weeks, Gemini, you will have to make the conscious decision. Are you gonna live into the future, or are you gonna stay in the past? And the choice pretty much is yours. And here, what I like always to say, it is that yesterday is just yesterday, and trying to recapture it only makes you lose tomorrow. Nothing more, nothing less. So what awaits you if you do decide to move on? Well, it awaits you a rare opportunity to further your goal. And under a goal, I mean a goal to be successful, goal to be lucrative, or goal to be happy, so to speak. And depending on what your goal is, you can expect to start establishing rather quite successful business maneuvers, rather to establish quite harmonious relationships, business relationships, intimate relationships. And the best thing about those cards is that we do have the Two of Cups and into the third position, and then the Hangman into the last position here. Okay, so these two cards, and what they speak, it is that you don't even have to toil a lot. I mean, you just let it run, and it runs like a river downstream, and things are just happening on their own accord for you, under one condition though, that the relationships or the partnerships, the units, I will call them unities, okay? So the unities you are to establish, they have to be deprived of any pride and of any shyness, okay? And also you need to make your due into it, as well as you should allow the other person to make their due into it. We're not talking about a subjugation here. We're talking about a fair play. We're talking about a fair partnership. And why things are happening to you, Gemini, is so you do find, recognize, or how do you call it, establish a peace in your life. That's the whole reason for it. You make a clean break with the upheaval aspects or upheavally aspects from your past, and you do establish a rather quite peaceful future. That's the whole reason of it, and it will happen through a partnership, at least according to these cards, guys. The other the energies which are supporting you, Gemini, throughout the next couple of weeks are the energies of a breakthrough and test. And no matter what happens, no matter how dark the days are, they are going to be set into light again. And the only thing you got to do is just wait for it to happen. And that's pretty much that pretty much does it for Gemini. I do really hope that you do swallow your pride. A lot is riding on it. Okay, I mean, a lot is riding on it here. Huh. Are we live? What is going on? Motherfucker. What in the world, man? What in the fucking world? Okay. Oh my god, I don't think it's Mercury. I don't think it's Mercury, guys. I think it's my internet provider, and it's okay, I think that we are back now again. So I hope the Gemini went through, because I hope the Gemini went through. Let me double check here with Pisces Moonbeam. My God. Okay, so you heard it all, so it was just only me. Well, that's a good thing. It seems that my YouTube stopped working, but the live feed was going through, and wow. Thank God I'm using a third-party software, because otherwise... In any case, we are moving to Cancer now, and the first card for Cancer, that will be Temperance, that we do have. Just hold on a second here. Check. So we do have a Temperance, followed by the second card, which is going to be the Sun. Moving next, we have the Hierophant. Then the fourth card for Cancer, that will be the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. And the last one for Cancer, that will be the Wheel of Fortune. So that will be rather big one for Cancer. We do have a 4 out of 5 major arcana. Okay. And the message is pretty straightforward, guys. Hold on a second. So the message is pretty straightforward. It's actually more of a question than anything else. And the question is, do you guys have what it takes? And that is the literal translation from the cards. There is in the next couple of weeks, a few things are going to change. Actually, they're going to begin changing, or the change is going to start looming on the horizon. You are to be aware of all that it is to happen. And that will be the question. Do you have what it takes to align with the change? And that change may be falling in love. All right, that change could be as well showing up of a new job on the horizon. I do apologize. A new job on the horizon. The thing it is that with you, Cancer, you are about ready to climb the hierarchy, to go higher of where you are right now. And in order to go higher, you gotta up the game. It's as simple as that. And the best thing about this this alignment of cards, it is that you do have the Wheel of Fortune at the end, which is the supporting energies. And the Wheel of Fortune at the end pretty much speaks that all of the means are to be given to you. But again, do you have what it takes to exert those means? Some of the things that you will have to agree to, some of the things that you will have to rely on, some of the things that you will have to do, they're not going to be the most of the, I don't want to say pleasant, I want to say unbelievable. It's like you may lack the belief of doing whatever it's necessary to do for you to excel and move forward. Nonetheless, because the Temperance is on the first position in this spread, Cancer, if you do put your thoughts into it, you always are going to be able to find the correct measures. Okay, you are going to go in neither of the extremes. So it's kind of like finding the sweet spot, finding the middle path, the golden path, so to speak. On the more practical level for the next couple of weeks, guys, you can expect a lot of compassion. You can expect a lot of solidarity from those around you. Also, understanding, it's not really understanding. Here, probably I should lean to the difference in between understand and fathom. So people will understand you, but they won't be able to fathom you. Okay, so that will be the thing. And while they won't be able to fathom your choices, they will learn to respect them, because they will understand where you're coming from. They will understand why you're doing what you gotta do. Okay, other than that, it's simply a great couple of weeks for love. In fact, maybe that's the reason why you have to go through all that, to learn what love truly is, to learn how to love, how to fall in love, how to emotionally attach yourself with somebody or with something, because it doesn't have to be loving a person. You may learn to love to enjoy life. You may learn to love to read. You may learn to love to socialize. You may learn to love to watch TV, whatever the case. But you are about to learn to love something. And once you do so, your life is going to undergo a change, which probably is going to be a once in a lifetime change for you. Now, should that be about a intimate love? Okay, first thing you gotta ask yourself, when that starts to happen in the next couple of weeks, can you trust the person? And do not make any commitment until you cannot definitively answer that question to yourself. Don't go into anything as a commitment with a doubt. And the last thing I'm going to say here is that should you have any problems into the next couple of weeks, guys, all of them, and I mean all of them, can be resolved into the already existing convictions. And as well, you may receive a request for a benevolent support to be given to you there is no need for you to deny it at all. So that's gonna do with Cancer, and now we are entering with the first break. And in this break, you get to, in these breaks, guys, you do get to ask a question for a free reading. Okay, oh my god. So in these breaks, the free reading giveaway takes place. In order to participate into the free reading giveaway, only thing you gotta do is just ask your question into the comments. The free reading is public, meaning that I'm gonna make it here on the live stream. I'm gonna pick one question from the questions submitted, and I'm gonna perform a professional reading on it. Of course, anybody who supports the channel through Super Chat is gonna get their reading at the end of the live stream regardless, are they picked or not into these free readings giveaway. And if you wish to have a personal reading with me, or if you do wish to take my tarot classes, you can find my website into the description of this live stream, and there you can view and purchase either or both of these services. Hello, hello collective. Architecture. Oh my god, I would never be able to pronounce that. I am doing far better than the last time, yeah. Or at least I'd like to think so. That's how I'd like to think so. Hello to everybody who joined in. I'm sorry that I missed your chat. It seemed that YouTube did not work for me for a good few minutes. So I'm giving you 5 minutes, guys. Should you have any kind of question that you do wish a free reading on, now is the time to submit it. Let's say if you are asking me to pick a career path for you, I cannot make that. Nobody can make that for you. Nobody is supposed to make choices for you. If you do have a specific path in mind, then we could check, are you gonna feel happy and successful in it? But I cannot give you a path. Architecture? Oh my god, architecture. Okay. Well, that's because I read it like I would read it if it was written on Cyrillic. Because my alphabet, my native alphabet is Cyrillic alphabet. Hello, Natasha. Good morning. We are on the break where a free reading is going to take place. So if anybody has a question that wants to be read for free, now is the time to input it into the comments here of the live stream. The Cyrillic is amazing. Well, that depends. It's easy to read though. It's far easier than the Latin. Or at least the way I see it. well then you should not ask, because that's the thing. That's the thing I had with my mom. You know, when I start doing tarot professionally, my mom was kind of like abusing that her son reads tarot and was asking questions left, right, and center. He doesn't ask any questions right now because she's doing really well, which I'm quite proud of. And that's the thing, if you don't have anything to ask about, if everything is going well in your life, it's better not to ask, because that is how these things work, guys. When you ask a question, these tools, they do depict change, okay? Otherwise, they have nothing to tell you. Because if things are going well, they are going well, and that's about it. But these tools, they do depict change. And if things are going well, what do you think the change is going to be? Right? So, yeah. It's if things are going well, just don't ask about it. All right, let's pick a question. Hello, Ella. I am recovering. I am recovering. I don't know if you were around when I announced about the ear buzz. It was a wisdom tooth. What's causing it? Right, so hi, Natasha Gibson. We have Natasha Gibson. Are things gonna work back out for me and my ex? Let's check it out. But there is a yeah, it's the wisdom tooth had a silent a root infection. Silent root infection meaning it didn't hurt at all. It didn't hurt at all, and the infection was going through my head into my brain. Luckily, we caught it at the last possible minute. Okay, so yeah, I could have been dead right now. Well, luckily this didn't happen, and right now I'm dealing with the aftermath because I have a liquid in my inner ear that needs to be drained, and basically I have to be on an antibiotics for God knows how long, and I have to chew gums to death. That's all that I have to do. I got it fixed, yeah. Well, my dentist is, I don't want to brag about it, okay, but he is about the best dental care you can get in my country, and I literally mean the best dental care. So, Natasha, let's have a look. We have the Wheel of Fortune catalyzed by the Page of Cups. Then we do have the Three of Wands. Okay, so they can definitely work out, but there will be some conditions with those three cards. I mean, look at these two, okay? And when these two cards, they're on their own, they're really good cards. One of them is showing kind of like growing love. The other one is showing quite a good luck. But when they are together like this, they form the elemental dignity of active enemies. And what it means, it is that first and foremost, you can get quite ahead of yourself because of a emotional tetherness, okay? Like you are quite emotionally uplifted when things start working out and so on and so forth, and jumping right back into commitment before a necessary transformations into the newly defined relationships take place. Let me get my cards back because I brought them down from my desk. So what is the right course of action here if you do want the things to work out in between you two? Well, first you have to establish quite of a solid patterns for how things are gonna work in between you two. Okay, so you literally gotta have a plan. You gotta have a purpose. You gotta have a goal that is to stand for you both. Like, for example, we want to have a family together. That's great. How we are going to have a family? Do we have enough income to support it? Can we afford a house? You know, and all the exterior that it is accompanying the goal itself. So all that needs to be cleared out before things can truly work out. Other than that, they can work out in any case, but for how long, that's kind of like quite unforeseeable, because once again, if you do lean solely on the emotions in between you two, yeah, it's gonna work out for a while, and then you will see that that relationship falls flat, because aside from you loving each other, there is nothing else in there. Okay, there is literally nothing else in there. Hello, thank you so much for your 1999 US dollar support. Mwah. Thank you so much, Ella. Oh my god, you and Justin. Hey, KDK. Welcome to the live stream. Hold on a second, Ella. I'm gonna put you in the list. So in between you and Justin. Can I believe that? Well, why not? You, at least for as far as I know you here from the live streams, you are a really nice and kind person. Why not? If you don't meet anybody, and what is left for me to do? I mean, because you know, I am not kind of a person that meets other people. In fact, I'm quite conservative. Well, Natasha, then it's pretty clear. I mean, these patterns that you gotta establish with him, it is not to drink. It's pretty simple. You gotta establish patterns with each other so that person doesn't drink. It needs to have a solid foundation. Normal and humble. What do you mean, normal and humble? Because everybody portrays themselves like normal and humble until you allow them to become more familiar with your life. Then they start thinking that they have you either in the back or in the back, or that they, you know, they now can loosen themselves. Recently I learned something about a person that is very close to me, that has a family. I never thought that they had such a side of themselves, but it seems that they do, you know, and you can never be sure. That's my point. All right, so moving next, we do have a Leo. So my point here is that you gotta learn to love yourself first and foremost, and that way, no matter what happens in between you and someone else, you know, you're gonna be fine if things are not working out at all. Because you wouldn't believe how many people comes to me, and I'm sure they come to many other, not just only readers, tarot readers, psychics, or astrologers or numerologists, but I am sure that psychiatrists, you know, they can also suffuse you with examples how people comes about and they have their life ruined, not because of a drugs or an alcohol or a failed job or anything like that, but because they allow their happiness to be in the hands of somebody else. And that is something, this and gambling can ruin your life like there is no tomorrow. Okay, because if you do have a lot, you are successful, you do have a lot of finances, you do have a lot of money, you will drink, eat, you know, you can't drink and eat the whole planet. Okay, but if you do gamble, for example, you can gamble all of your fortune in a snap of your fingers. You can gamble it for a second. So gambling, it is the worst addiction, at least for me. And the other addiction, it is when you are addicted to somebody else, and then you can just give away everything you have to them again with the snap of your fingers. Hello, Lori. I am doing quite well today. Well, Natasha, yeah, I mean, you can totally do that. All right, so for Leo, the first one that we do have, that is going to be the Devil, followed by the Page of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Three of Swords. The fourth one, that is going to be the Hierophant. And the last one that we have for Leo, that will be the Chariot card. So we do have those three. And those four, I'm sorry. Hello, Anna. Good evening. Good evening. Glad that we are having you here. How are you holding up? How are you holding up? All right. So these five, not three, but these five cards, and for Leo, it's pretty simple. In the next couple of weeks, Leo will need to show the strength to enforce. It's like your ways, your beliefs, okay, and generally even your goals in the next couple of weeks, Leo, they are to be challenged. And most likely they're to be challenged through a narrative that they are a fantasies, that they are fallacies, that they are wrong, okay, and that they have no merit, and so on and so forth. And it will be a bit difficult for you to, how can I say, disembowel that challenge, because it will most likely gonna come from a person that you, I can't really say care about that much, but in any case you are related in a certain way, and by you challenging their challenge is gonna make them the very least look bad. And so you will feel bad that you are making someone you are related to being looking bad, but if you don't do so, you will look bad yourself. So it's kind of like here you will have to present the enforceful nature of your star sign. And what is at stake? It is your triumph and the luck of your hard work. Literally your triumph, luck of your hard work, your pride, and as well your or you being proud of yourself. If you don't try to overcome the challenge that comes from these people or from that person, it's quite likely that you will not going to be able to look yourself into the mirror afterwards. And why this is happening? Because everybody needs to know their place. In our country, we do have the parable, every frog has its own swamp, okay? And it's literally the same thing. You know, if you are challenged by your subordinates, that it is challenging your ways, that it is challenging your strategy, they are your subordinates. And if they want to do so, they have to grow at least as you are, on the level as you are. So you got to set the hierarchy into place into the next couple of weeks. You cannot allow people which are beneath you straight away as a qualification or as a position of the society and so on and so forth to exploit your weaknesses, so to speak. Hello, Debbie. Welcome to the live stream. Oh my God, I hate saying that, but it is within the cards. Three of Swords, the best possible course of action. It's the mental cruelty, and it's not exactly mental cruelty, but it is like saying the things as the things are, saying the painful truth in their eyes, in front of everybody else. And that will pretty much gonna make them shut up and just mind their own business, and that will leave you to mind your own business. So on the more practical level for you, Leo, next couple of weeks are going to be quite productive because it seems that you will have the power to create and force your own circumstances. So pretty much whatever you say literally goes. And it seems that you also are going to start building up a lot of trust into people that matters around you. And your job is going to become more pleasant for you to work, to a point where you will not going to be worried about what kind of rewards you are going to get at the end. And finally, should you happen to be in love or should you not be in love right now, okay, you are about to start discovering and learning for yourself what the real meaning of love truly means for you, personally for you. Debbie, thank you so much for your $4.99. Thank you so much, Debbie. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, and there I'm going to perform you a personalized reading for the transit. So let's recap for Leo. It's all about a singularity. It's all about how you present yourself into the world, and god damn it, you gotta present yourself very strong, okay, very strong, almost indomitable in the next couple of weeks. All right, so moving next, we do have Virgo. Hello, Katrina. Welcome to the live stream. I hope you enjoy it. I haven't seen you around, so if that's your first time, I really hope you enjoy the live stream. All right, so Virgo, a first one you have, that will be the Six of Pentacles, followed with the Five of Cups. Moving next for you, Virgo, that will be the King of Swords. After that, what we have, that will be the Queen of Cups. And the last one for you, Virgo, that will be the Fool card. So we do have those 5 cards for you. Thank you so much, Katrina. Thank you so much. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, and I'm going to perform you a personalized reading for the transit itself. All right, so Virgo. Well, the thing is that for you, Virgo, things into this transit may sound a bit unremarkable. Unremarkable in the sense of that everything is gonna run very smooth. Career-wise, relationship-wise, you name it. We do have the Six of Pentacles. And in this particular spread, you can see the Six of Pentacles, okay, forming here the formation which is in a perfect shape. And in this deck, which is the Aleister Crowley's decks, the Six of Pentacles does describes that everything is on its place, although in a disarray. What I mean, it is that the rich stays at the rich, the poor stays at the poor. They are at their perfect place while they are in disarray with one another. However, for you, this is going to serve you for that specific time, because in such a state where you are in tune with what is going on around, okay, and basically the ladder of the hierarchy, it is synchronized with the environment. You can expect to start resolving concerns. We're not even talking about problems here. We're talking about concerns, and we're talking about issues that you may have with the future plans, okay, or simply with things that you are about to do into the near future. And while you are in such a comfortable place, you know, where things are going rather smooth and unremarkable, so to speak, what you should use your time for primarily is to analyze and to form plans for the future. The Fool card sits into the fifth position, which is the energies that are helping you, and these are energies which are supporting you toward a new beginning that it is not yet taken place for now, but it is looming on the horizon, and you have the luxury, Virgo, to foresee it. And as you do foresee it, you have the luxury to have time to form a strategy when that new beginning comes about, which may be a new relationship, which may be a new job, new place to live, whichever falls for you. With that strategy, you're going to make that new beginning a very, very effective for you. And what you need to learn into the next couple of weeks here, Virgo, is that's difficult to explain with the Queen of Cups being into the fourth position. You need to learn to love yourself. To love yourself where you are, what you are doing, because when you do learn to love it, then you will learn to start anew, or to start something new, and you will learn to love that new thing. So you need to learn to love your entire existence. And on a more practical level, for you, Virgo, being discreet. Okay, you need to learn how to be discreet. Therefore, when you do understand what this new beginning for you is, zip your mouth, throw the key. Do not say it to anybody, because for sure there are going to people who are going to grow jealous of you, because you will grow to the King of Swords, guys. King of Swords, these people, or as a character, this is a character of immense power. And when I mean power of influence. I mean power of position. I don't mean power as a strength, okay? These are people of immense power, immense connections, immense resources that they have on their disposal. And when you strive for such a position, of course, there are going to be those jealous. So again, when you see your opening, when you see your opportunity, and throw the key. CT is, or Esri. I remember you told me to call you just Esri. Thank you so much for your $5 US. Thank you so much, Esri. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, where I'm going to perform you the request you have sent me. So, husband business going well. Let me copy this thing. All right. Mom. Okay. Thank you, Katrina. All right. So next one, that will be Libra. Let me shuffle. All right, first one for Libra is the Libra itself. We have a Justice, followed by the Magician. Moving next, we have the Page of Pentacles. Afterwards, that will be the Queen of Pentacles. And the last one, that will be the Knight of Cups. What if the Virgo is not fair? Well, it seems so, at least for the next couple of weeks. Retribution doesn't come always right away. Sometimes you gotta wait years, but it seems so in the next couple of weeks, yeah. Libra, that is a quite of a almost karmic, I would say, and under karmic, I mean heavy energy that it is bestowed upon you guys. And this is the transit of a personal responsibilities. Okay, you do have responsibilities to attend, and next couple of weeks are the weeks where you will need to attend those responsibilities without cutting any corners, without trying to negotiate your way through. Okay, without trying to escape it, okay, without trying to be the smart A there. You do it the way you signed for, you do it the way you promised of, you do it the way that it is supposed to be done. So a lot of work is waiting for you in the next couple of weeks, a lot of responsibilities, so to speak. Now on the plus side, because that's not really very, very positive thing. On the plus side, in the next couple of weeks, you Virgo are going to be a real mastermind when it comes to time management. Okay, it seems that you will dispose of a 30 hours a day. Even people are gonna have their mind blown away of seeing you, how you are able to tackle everything around, you know, and being able to be on like 4 places at the same time. As well, your self-righteousness is going to be very sharp, very keen, and your adjudication is going to be always on point. Let me check on the cards once again. Oh yeah, oh my god. So you have a responsibility, especially if that responsibility is toward a friend. You are going to go for a long way or for a long run with this friend of yours, should you keep up to the responsibility you undertook. And should that friend be a very close friend, well, that friendship is about to transcend into something far bigger than just a friendship. Bottom line here for you, Libra, it is that in the next couple of weeks, your aims should be to unfold potentials in your friendships to transcend that friendship into more than friendship, should there be a potential there. And you know, like I said, your adjudication is going to be immaculate, so you will know if there is a more potential than not. And here I want to open up a bracket, okay? So what you know is not what you feel. Okay, these are two different things. So make sure you do things that you know, not things that you feel. Very different, okay? And the other advice here from the cards, it is that you focus on what is not substantial, but where your devotion lies. It is simply you find something of a great value and you push into it no matter what. You do not disperse into many undertakings, into many activities, into many peripherals, so to speak. So why this is to happen, okay? Why? What's the reason of all that? So you learn to develop potentials which are heretofore unexplored. So you don't abandon a undertaking halfway through or 70% through, not developing it to its very end. So you pretty much, when you chew on something, you make sure you make a very big chunk of a bite and you swallow it down, figuratively speaking. And at the end, your hard work is going to pay off, not just only because you had justice at the start, which is basically where everybody gets what they deserve, but because we do have the Knights of Cups at the end. And the Knights of Cups at the end shows your drive, and the energies are gonna make your wish come true should the drive be real. And the real drive comes from mind, not from the soul. Okay, so you focus on what is real, you focus on what is accomplishable and what is achievable, that you can discern through your adjudication. There you go, it happens. And one last thing before I move to Scorpio, I'm so looking forward for Scorpio. So one more thing, it is that you do not rely on luck into the next couple of weeks, guys. Results you get are going to be completely reciprocal to your actions. You like somebody if you don't call them out, or rather like you don't call them out for a date. Regardless if you are a man or a woman, things are not going to work out. Because today's times, we are all equal. There is no difference in between the man and the woman. We all have the same rights. Therefore, we all have the same responsibilities. If you like someone, you are responsible to do something about it. Or if you dislike someone, you are responsible to do something about it too. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much for your $4.99. And Anna, thank you so much for your $20 support to both of you. Okay, Lisa, thank you so much for your support. Anna, make sure you do stick around up until the end, where I'm going to make you a personalized reading for the transit. Lisa, I'm going to make you a personalized reading for the transit too. So regardless that I answered your question. All right, so let's get to Scorpio, shall we? You're welcome, Mel. But I know that everybody is kind of thrilled. I can talk a lot upon those cards, guys. For example, for Libra, relationship-wise, next couple of weeks are going to be crucial for gaining balance in there. And under balance, I mean everybody does their part, like you do your own responsibilities into the relationship, your partner does their responsibilities into the relationship, and where it doesn't feel like you are carrying on, you are kind of like pushing that relationship on your own, dragging all the heavy weight by yourself. All right, so Scorpio, let's have a look. We have the Emperor as the first one, followed by the Three of Cups. Moving next, that is going to be the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the fourth one here, which is the Five of Pentacles. And the last one, that will be the Magician. Right, so those 5 cards, and according to them, there is something that we do very wrong. And it should be with our lifestyle, okay? The way we live, the way we treat other people, the way we do our job. One of these things, it could be something else as well, but it is related to our lifestyle. And that thing which is related to our lifestyle, it is just undermining, straight away rumbling and disintegrating everything we try to accomplish. And so into the next couple of weeks, we are going to question our lifestyle in general. And through questioning our lifestyle, we are to identify and determine what are the problems with us before we start pointing our fingers to other people. And once we do understand what the problems are in us, for example, the problems how we love, right? Or the problems how we deal with grief, let's say, problems, again, like I said, how we treat ourselves, any kind of things that are relating to our lifestyle. Once we do so, it seems that we are to withdraw for a day or two, maybe for a week as well, so we identify the best possible course of action. And once we do, once we get back into the world, we are gonna look a very strong, very reliable, very consistent, very solid. And out of it, what is gonna come out of it? It's a very consistent pattern. It's a pattern that will allow us to structure our life this time around, being able to face the ups and downs of it with much more bear. And the best out of it is that we will also gonna be able to clear out a bit of a free time. So if you are struggling having time for yourself, you will struggle no more. And we will build a personal sovereignty. But the best out of it, guys, it is that we are going to be accepted and liked for what we truly are. So the way I see that reading here is that there is aspect in our lives and in our lifestyle that people strongly disapprove. And they disapprove it not because they are jealous or anything like that, but because it seriously hurts our lifestyle. And these couple of weeks are weeks where we need to become aware of it, clear it out, and after that, we are just going to start accumulating a lot of followers. And I mean a lot of followers. And most likely, we will be able to negotiate or win, you know, or kind of like fight for the position we really want, career-wise or relationship-wise as well. It's just the process of the next couple of weeks is going to be a bit tough for us, Scorpio, where we will pretty much need to understand that this time around, it's actually our fault. Our downfall or our misfortune, okay, or our how can I say, a not ideal situation, actually this time around, it's our fault. It's not anybody else's fault. And once we do recognize that and we put the efforts behind it to fix it, then from there it seems that we are going to do really, really well, at least for the near future. Right, so that concludes Scorpio. Now the second break is going to take place, and into the second break, guys, the second free reading giveaway is going to take place as well. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to input a question that you wish a free reading on, if you do wish a free reading. And after 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one question from the poll, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it here on YouTube Public. Anybody who supports me or supports the channel through a super chat, you guys are gonna get your reading at the end of the live stream regardless are you picked or not. And should you wish a personalized reading with me, you can go to my website, which is listed here into the description of this live stream, and there on the very front page you can see a full list of my services as well, their pricing. S3, there are two versions. You can go for a recorded one or for a live one. Now the live one happens through Skype, where we talk with one another. We connect on a live call, or rather like a Skype call, and we do talk with one another. You tell me your question or the situation you're in, and I make you a reading like I'm doing here on the live streams or on the weekly videos. This time around, instead of being general, it is related to your situation, because tarot doesn't do really well on general. Right now I am undergoing a I'm really slacking into it, but I'm undergoing some astrology courses. I want to become certified. Okay, I don't know how long this is gonna take. It may take years with my pace, but eventually that is gonna happen. Okay, because I feel that astrology does better when it comes to general, and we'll see how it's gonna go. Tarot is not designed to read for general. Tarot is designed because what tarot does is connecting the past with the present and gives it meaning for the future. It's going for a tarot reading. It is like going into at your physician's office. When you go at your physician, you tell them what is wrong with you. You know, you tell them, I have a chest pain, okay, and I have those symptoms and these symptoms, and that way your physician can judge what is wrong with you and what you should do in order to get better. Same things, it's the same thing with tarot. You come about, you tell me what your problem is with life, I read the cards, and the cards tells you where that leads you and what you should do if you want to get better into it. It's nothing more, nothing less. I don't know, Lisa. We will see. All right. Before I picked already the question, but I want to address Care C. Care, I can't make decisions for you, at least not in these giveaway readings, because when I do make a decision for you, it's I carry on your karma. Okay, I carry on your karma. If the reading is paid, then you have paid for it, and therefore you relieve me from the karma because you requested by giving something. And but again, I do suggest you not to go for such a thing. You should not ask anybody to make decisions for you. I can advise you to rephrase the question. For example, what is going to happen if I sell my house this year? Okay, is it going to be benign for me? Is it going to be productive for me or not? Because that way you can understand the consequences of it and you can make your own choice. Should you sell it or not? You should never ask for anybody to make choice for you, because what happens it is that Tarot may tell you yes, okay, but they may tell you, but they are telling you yes for the global scheme, for the overview, for the big picture, where say in 10 years that will pay off. But in these 10 years you may be very miserable, sold that house and having to struggle and all these kind of stuff, okay? So you don't know what is the reason behind their answer. Nobody knows because you never asked. So it's better to know the reason rather than the answer itself, and that way you can give yourself the true answer you need. Because for Tarot, they are only concerned with the overall, okay, with the overview. You may be concerned with something more immediate. Right, so the question is Katrina's question. So she is single for 3 years now. I beat you on this one, huh? Do you see any love or romance coming my way? Right, so we do have the Queen of Pentacles, Five of Swords, the Chariot, and the Eight of Swords. Those four. Let me give you a time frame. The love is already around you, Katrina. It's within your environment. It's somebody you already know. And under know, I don't mean that you are friends. Okay, you could be friends right now, but you definitely know each other. But you don't see each other as a lovers right now. But you are about to. Sometime in between now and the mid of April next year. The more the time passes, the more that mid of April comes about, the more you grow to understand that you and this person, you both have potential that needs to be developed. It's basically, it will be shame if you just stay just friends and you don't try out to be more than friends, okay? But you will understand that way before you make commitment, because your other understanding of the situation is going to be that if you do jump way too fast into it, it's most likely not like it's gonna break, but it's not gonna be as beautiful as it could be. And therefore, I think that your decision with this person is going to be to hold down your horses for a little bit, to get to know each other better, to see, you know, how things are working out in between you two when you are more closer than just friends, and so on and so forth, and then make the commitment. So it will take a little bit of a time, but it will worth it at the end, because it seems that not just only this has a potential to be a really long one, and how can I say, very established is the best word that I can use here, a relationship. It also is a relationship which will allow you to drop down limitations of yourself in terms of love and romance that are self-imposed. Thank you, Dee. All right, couple of minutes, guys, to rest my throat, and we're gonna move to the next 4 star signs. Anna, I can put your question into the super chat if you wish. Do you wish me to put your question into the super chat? I will put it right now. Hey, Angela, welcome to the live stream. Couple of minutes, guys, and we're moving on. I will shuffle the tarot cards. You're welcome, Katrina. Mm. All right. Sagittarius, a first one for you, that will be the King of Pentacles, followed by the King of Swords. Moving next for you, Sagittarius, we do have the Sun card. Oh, okay. The fourth one, that will be the Six of Pentacles. And the last one for Sagittarius, that will be the Eight of Cups. So we do have those 5 cards for you, Saggy. Yeah, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a really good one here. Next couple of weeks, very normal, if I may say it that way. I don't know, the best way how I can describe it is finishing work. Okay, so you did for the most part things around, like in business, like in relationship as well, like in your marriage and so on and so forth, and you do get to just finalize it in the next couple of weeks. You do get to kind of like attend to the finest out of it. And what this is going to cause in a negative way, it is that you ain't gonna have to think hard about it, and therefore you may become a little bit rusty into doing what you are good at, Sagittarius, and that is being brilliant. Okay, because right now, once you take it that way, that you have already finalized the problem, you solved the problem in your mind, and now you just have to execute the pattern. It's all that. So next couple of weeks for you, it's all about executing patterns. And that is on the high level. Okay, on a more practical level, in the next couple of weeks, there are going to be a lot of exchange into investments. in a sense of that somebody is going to invest in you, you are going to invest in somebody, or you're going to invest in something. So there are going to be a lot of exchange of resources, not necessarily just only money, guys, but they could be emotional resources where you invest emotions into your husband or a wife, your husband or a wife invest emotions in you in return. So all of the investments you do or are done to you, they're gonna have return, and the return is going to be pretty much reciprocal. And so what happens out of it is happiness. I mean, look at this. You do have the Sun card on the 3rd position, okay? And this is the shared happiness. What I mean is that when you make your child happy, you are happy too. When you make your wife happy, you become happy too. When your wife makes you happy, or when your husband makes you happy, they become happy too. So it's kind of like you don't have to make yourself happy, and when you are happy, to make happy the other person, but you are becoming happy when somebody around you is happy. We do have a happiness which is contagious. It spreads like a virus, and that's a great thing, isn't it? And the source of this epidemic, so to speak, is going to be you. You are going to be that golden soul that floats across the sky, dropping a bit of happiness everywhere it goes. And thus, you get to enjoy the result of all that is that you do get to enjoy a expanding energies of growth, natural development of your things, because you will face no resistance whatsoever from people around. You can expect as well to end up in a good terms with people that you fought with thus far, therefore bearing down the hatchets of war. Okay, and it is just, you can expect a lot of relationships which are either indifferent or either in a ill term to improve big time in the next couple of weeks. And this is happening to you, Sagittarius, so you end up on track. Okay, you end up, or rather like you get back on track with your life, and the energies which are supporting you in the next couple of weeks are the energies of the bright side. That is the way I like to call it, where no matter what, you always gonna look at it from the bright side of life. So you can expect to have a very big motivation and how can I say, a positive outlook for the future. All right, so moving next, we do have a Capricorn. Hello, Charlie. Oh, I'm all right, I think, or I'd like to think that way. All right, Capricorn, a first one. We have the Fool, followed by the King of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Eight of Cups. Then it is the Eight of Pentacles, and the last one for you, Capricorn, that will be the Moon card. So we do have those 5 cards. And your lunar cycle is going to be quite dynamic for what we can see here. Okay, so these 5 cards once again. And there will be some wavering from your behalf. In some major cases, or in some extreme cases, it could become a hectic wavering from your behalf. That is because things are going to start growing, things are going to start working out in a certain pace, and you won't be able to explain why things are happening. For example, you may be addressed with a proposition, say for a job, and you won't be able to explain why you may fall in love, and you may not be able to explain why you fell in love with this person. Okay, so there are going to be things which are happening to you which you won't be able to explain. Now, the reason why you won't be able to explain those things, it is because if you are able to, you will be able to change them, and you are not supposed to change them, because in this lunar cycle, you are to be set on a sail, you are to be set on a course that will lead you at a place, at a state with a person, or with a person that you are supposed to end up. Okay, it's simply, if there is a future, if there is a how I like to explain it is that you are at point A and you are supposed to go at point B. Okay, how you're gonna end up there, that depends entirely on you, but it seems that you are on the final line before the point B, and now you don't have any more choices to make. You already made your choices, you already sealed your fate, and now you are moving into that direction where your fate will become reality. And in these couple of weeks, literally you will have that, I don't know how to place it into words, plans, anticipations, something you prepared for a very, very long time is gonna start unfolding. Okay, and you wouldn't be able once again to explain how or why it's unfolding right now. It simply is. And the guidance of the cards, it is just close your eyes and take the leap of faith. And that's all about this this reading for the next couple of weeks. Now we have the King of Pentacles into the second position, which is the challenging position, and the only challenge here that the King of Pentacles presents to you is that you ain't gonna feel ready for it. You will feel like there is still something you need to do, still something you need to prepare before you jump into it, but you did all the preparations, you did all the attendancy, you did all the calculations, and now it's time for you to take the leap of faith, because none is gonna take it for you. It's yours to make. All right, so moving next, we do have Aquarius. All right, so first one for Aquarius, that will be the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Wheel of Fortune. Moving next, we have the Sun card. Afterwards, that will be the Knight of Pentacles. And the last one, we have the Four of Wands. So those 6 cards, 5. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Those 5 cards for Aquarius. So the next couple of weeks from 6th moving forward for Aquarius, they're going to start happening rather very slowly, or they're going to start unfolding very slowly. That is because Aquarius, you guys will have the necessity, the inner necessity that is, to slow the pace on your own terms, because you would want to make sure that when you are about to do something, you are gonna do it right, and there will be no compromises with that doing. And so your approach toward your career, toward your relationship, is going to be measured 3 times, cut once. I believe this is how you call it in English. Because what is going to be at stake here, it is a developing or rather like reaching checkpoints, milestones, important cycles of developments, and you will understand that there are important matters to be addressed. There are important aspects to be finalized, and you would want to give your A game into those important matters, important aspects there, so you can reach that cycle of development and then move on to the next level. And why this is happening to you is for a couple of reasons. Okay, one of the reason it is that so you learn how to jump back into the game of love, right, or into the jump into the old branches of love. And the other reason is so you do understand that when you do want something, just having a thought of it is not enough, but you need to support that wish with actions that on their behalf they are supported with a strong determination. And those actions, they need to be simple actions so you can keep track on those actions. Other than that, Aquarius, I don't think that you do have much to worry about here. Of course, having the Wheel of Fortune into the second position, it pretty much means that the luck is not truly gonna be on your side, but you don't need it. Okay, what is going to be on your side? It is the Sun card, which is on the third position, and the Sun card plays a role as a natural progression and also expanding energies of growth. So pretty much all you gotta do, guys, is just keep on going. It's just as simple as that. I love that from a character. It's a stroll from a character from a video game, saying that no matter how hard it is, and when things are as hard as hell, remember, only thing you gotta do is just keep on going. It's that simple. But for you, it's gonna benefit you, like I said, quite a lot if you do spend a little bit of a time to calculate, or rather like to measure up the investment. So are you getting what you are investing? And if you don't, then maybe it's time for you to readjust your methods. It's time for you to readjust your strategies. Maybe it's time for you to readjust your schemes and your goals as well. Yeah, well, Debbie, according to the cards, you will find that answer rather soon and quickly when you enter into the lunar transit, and we are not yet into the lunar transit. Okay, the lunar transit actually happens at 7:05 a.m. EST. Okay, so we do have you do have a good of about 6 to 5 hours until the moon is new in Libra. Still in love. Well, that's great. Good for you. Good for you. And I don't mean it in a bad way, because someone once told me that saying good for you, it's actually a mean thing to say. I don't say it in a bad way. I'm happy for you. You're welcome. All right, last but not least, we do have Pisces. And the first one for Pisces, that will be the Three of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Seven of Cups. Followed by the Ten of Pentacles. Afterwards for Pisces, that will be the Queen of Cups. And the last one, that will be the Wheel of Fortune. Pisces Moonbeam, it says here on Cafe Astrology website that it is a new moon in Libra, 7:05 a.m. October 6th, and they are aligned with the EST, Eastern Standard. So it's actually in 5 hours. All right, so Pisces. Well, guys, next couple of weeks for you are going to be under the banner or the insignia of teamwork. Okay, so you can expect to have a lot of fruitful conversations, fruitful discussions with people that you work with, people that you are related to, and these conversations in these discussions, they are going to provide you with a support to your development. It's simply you will have the allegiances, so to speak, or the allies that will offer you a very strong backbone, that will offer you a shoulder, or they're going to push you, propel you forward with your deeds. Also, you can expect to how can I say to address the matters. What I mean is that, say, things in between you and your beloved one, they are going on, all right, but they are not really ideal. You have some criticism to address. Your partner has criticism to address too. And that criticism is to be addressed in the next couple of weeks. But the difference here is going to be is that the criticism is going to be accepted purely, meaning that you will not gonna take it personally. Instead, you are to see that there is merit in it, that actually this is a constructive criticism, and your partner is gonna see it the same way. And so, being presented like this in either of the cases, you Pisces, it seems that one of the three things is going to happen, okay? Or maybe these three things simultaneously. First, which is the most common one, it is that you will set up your environment very comfortable, very cozy. Okay, you pretty much thought of everything, you secured it, and now you get to enjoy it. The second thing is that you are going to grow more independent with your finances, with your status at work, with your status at your social circle, with your status at your relationship. And the third thing, which is the most rare one, is that you may end up reconciling with an ex of yours. And again, I want to make a disclaimer. I don't mean the ex that was narcissist or whatever, because I am pretty much bombarded with such a comments when I do say ex may come back, and it's not going to be valid for every Pisces. Like I said, that is a rare development of that alignment, and it comes from the 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles, where the criticism is listing up, or rather like your partner, your ex, is listening up to your criticism. They find merit in it. They understand what they do wrong. They learn their lesson. They correct themselves. And now you have merit to pretty much try again. And the reason why this is happening, or rather like what you are to learn, Pisces, in the next couple of weeks, it is that when there is something that works, you should not give up on it. Or if there is something that has a chance to work, you should not give up on it. And that's despite of how complex you may think you are, despite of how unique you may think you are, and you are, but there is definitely those that can understand you. So you are to learn, how can I say, to connect more with people and to build up a very discreet and yet quite of a faithful companionship with those that understand, or that at least show that they do want to understand your nature. And you are to be supported in the next couple of weeks with a randomness of circumstances that will allow you to make difference for yourself, for those you love, and for everything that makes you successful. So that was for Pisces, and this is going to do it for the 12 star signs. And now the last free reading is going to take place. So if you do want to participate into this free reading giveaway, only thing you have to do, guys, is just input your question here into the comments down below. And after 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one question, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on this question. And after that, the super chat readings are going to take place. So if you do wish to support me through super chat, you are gonna get your reading at the end of the live stream in several minutes, regardless of are you picked for the free reading giveaway or not. And if you do wish to have a personal reading with me, you can go to my website. You can find it listed into the description of this live stream. And there at the very front page, you can see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Well, I don't know, Pisces Moonbeam, sometimes these websites, they're also wrong, so double checking never hurts. S3, I cannot really answer that question. That question can be only answered by psychic, which I am not. Thank you so much, Seda. Well, Charlie, man, I mean, in this case, I would cut her loose, right? There is no need for drawing a tarot cards for that. I would just cut her loose. Um, in the neighborhood that I'm going to drink a coffee, there was a similar situation, not with a friend of mine, it's just a person that I know, and a girl that was going around. It doesn't end up well. I mean, if that's the case, just cut her loose, man, and just move on. Exactly. Like Katrina said, just move on, man. All right. So moving to the super chat readings. First one, Ella. What's gonna happen with me and Justin? Let's check it out. Right. So Ella, your card, that will be the King of Wands, catalyzed with the Wheel of Fortune and with the Knights of Swords. So we do have those three cards. Oh my god, I mean, this guy is gonna make you truly work for your meal here. Um, Very challenging individual, and challenging in a sense that, at least according to these cards, of how can I explain it? Is just a person that doesn't make much of a compromises at all. But at least for a short term, things should run very well in between you two, because on the bright side, you do pose kind of like an interest, in a sense of that you are an interesting person to him, what you do is interesting to him, and in generally your life, it's interesting to them. And the way how things are to work in between you two is if you pose a challenge. So I really hate when somebody plays hard to get, but at least according to these cards, that is what you gotta do. Okay? Because the harder you get, the more you become his ambition, the more you become his ambition, the more determined he becomes. And the more determined he becomes, the more he starts to like the choice of his that he decided to, how can I say, not to make a commitment, but say to chase you. So you gotta find a way in a certain, somehow to make him chase you. How you're gonna do that, that falls entirely on you. But this person, if you are able to wrap the things around in between you and him, he is gonna happen to be the aspect of your life that will make a huge difference for you. All right, so Debbie, the full moon, the new moon into Pisces, into Libra. Oh my God, what I'm talking about? The new moon into Libra is gonna bring you this. So we do have a passive supporters. Yeah, in the most cases it backfires, Lisa, but some men and even some women, they get turned on when the other person plays hard to get. In most cases it pretty much backfires, because these days we simply have no time to lose, and if somebody doesn't want to be with you, that's fine, you can move to the next one. But Debbie, uh we do have the thing here, right? So with those two cards, you girl are to make a huge leap into development, career-wise or relationship-wise. This card plays both ways, okay? And literally, what it is to happen to you in the next couple of weeks, you're gonna freaking love it, because it's gonna happen to be the the thing, like the job, like the project, like the deal, right? The contract, the person, whatever it is. And through it, you will feel full, like you don't need anything anymore. This is going to be like a temporary feeling. What I mean is that in a month or two, maybe in a half a year, it will be it will already grow to be something mundane, and you're gonna get used to it, and you will grow to need something more or to go for something more. But in the next couple of weeks, you are gonna end up very, very happy. All right, so Katrina, your transit, Six of Pentacles with the Two of Wands. So we do have those two passive neutrals, and the next couple of weeks are gonna be a bit irritating for you because you will feel like you have surpassed your time. It's like, you do have good accomplishments which you're gonna sit on, right? And you will want to develop even further those good accomplishments. There are going to be always something which is obstructing you, like unfinished business here, unfinished business there. Someone else has to do something so you can move forward. So it's kind of like delays which you are going to experience in the next couple of weeks in terms of career, even in terms of relationship. By the way, in terms of a relationship, Katrina, you got to be very careful demanding things, okay? Because if you do cross a certain lines, you may risk to lose everything, not just only risk what you are demanding for, but risk everything that you may have developed thus far. And like we saw into your free reading giveaway, you may risk the friendship that you already have with that person. So be careful with that. And the only thing that I can advise you here with those two cards is you just succumb to the way of how things are, and try to give your best, and eventually, everything is going to snap into its place and you will get your development. It's just in the next couple of weeks that development is going to be a bit obstructed. Next one, that will be Esri, and is my husband business go well? Esri asks. So Four of Pentacles, which is going to be catalyzed with the Empress, very well. I would say very, very well with those couple of cards. Your husband still have a few choices to make, and the major choice, it is what he is to sow, he is to reap. So right now he needs to decide how the business is to move forward. The cards are advising for him to take a little bit of a break from the business, like withdraw for a couple of days, a week, somewhere to detach from the business itself, so we can look at the business objectively. But all in all, according to these cards, Esri, your husband is to how can I say, ensure the business survival and its certain future. Next one, that will be Anna Chaban, and business partners trustworthy. So the card is the Five of Wands, catalyzed with the Five of Pentacles, and then with the Justice. They are trustworthy, Anna. They are. The point, however, is that their ideas are different. Okay, so they are honest, but their ideas are different. And it will take a little bit of a time for them to align with one another, for them to align with you. But all in all, I think that this business relationship that you do have with them so those business relationships that you can have with them, they can bring a lot of positivity, and as the time progresses, the negative aspect of the differences into opinion and into ways how things are to work and so on and so forth are going to give away to the positive or to the benefits of these how can I say, of these differences, or here the differences in opinions are gonna make the endeavor quite special. But eventually eventually it is just they're gonna learn how to work together. It is just everybody is going to attend to what they're good to what they're best at, and they're not gonna mind other people's business. S3, the negatives, they're gonna give way. It's there are negatives now because, like I said, your husband needs to make some major choices, but as soon as he does, the negatives are going to start abating. Hello, Mary. Yes, I am. And the final super chat, that will be for Lisa. 3 of Swords is what we do have for you, Lisa, with the Ace of Cups, those 2 cards. So these are active neutrals, Lisa. 1 second. I don't know how to explain it. So next couple of weeks for you, Lisa, they are going to be not very pleasant. It's obvious by the 3 of Swords. There are gonna be things you will learn, things you need to encounter, most likely, how can I say, related with the rudeness. It's either going to be that you will have to encounter a rudeness, or you will have to encounter things which you don't like that you cannot deny. Now, in either case, you ain't gonna feel great. In either case, you are gonna feel like with your back against the wall, like the knife is hitting the bone. That is just feelings in relation to what you are experiencing. However, there is going to be another thing, which is so there's going to be another thing which is unrelated to what you are going through. So imagine that you are going through a crisis, but you do know that there is hope, that it is lingering on the horizon, okay? And you know that you just have to go through the crisis, things are going to be over, and you do get to enjoy your new routine, which this new routine is going to be like an impending change, which will allow you to transcend your daily reality into something much more pleasant. So you just have to gnash your teeth and go through some kind of an aftermath into the next couple of weeks, and after that it looks like the things are going to how can I say, work out for you for the most part. S3, thank you so much for another $5 support. Thank you so much, S3. And Mary, thank you so much for your $9.99. All right, so S3, the second question, is there a third party at work? 2 of Cups, no, there isn't. And with the Ace of Wands, there were attempts, but it was denied. Okay, so there is no third party. There were attempts, somebody else to get involved, but it was denied. Mary General, the Devil, the 5 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups. Mary, next couple of weeks, because this is general for the new moon into Libra, and that new moon into Libra is for the next couple of weeks up until the 20th of this month, the 20th of October. So Mary, next couple of weeks for you are going to be quite shaky, or shaking in a very good way. So the main thing that happens for you is that you're going to grow to understand how far your limits are stretching, or what you are capable of, what you can get away with, right? And how far you can go with your things. And what this is going to allow you to do is to satiate your yearnings. So whatever you yearn for, that it is accomplishable in the next couple of weeks, you are to accomplish. And through this understanding of your capabilities, your resources, how far you can go, you're also gonna, how can I say, create some circumstances for yourself that are going to pretty much allow you to set up the future. And the future you're gonna set up, Mary, is gonna be far brighter than the past. In fact, the future that you're gonna set up is going to be as a example that things can work out. So you're going to, how can I say, rebuild a situation or a relationship or a job or whatever, you know, that you failed at, or the thing failed, and you're going to rebuild it, but being successful this time around, well, through different stuff. You know, you may have some certain relationship may have failed, and you can grow to build a new relationship that has nothing to do with the previous one, but it is going to be far better than the previous one. So you are eventually going to end up being happy. But the guidance of the cards for you, Mary, it is that you can use the next day or two to think about, where does your hunger lie? What you are hungry of? Are you hungry for money? Are you hungry for love? Maybe you are hungry for wealth. Maybe you are hungry for health. Whatever your hungers are, you can satiate all of them in the next couple of weeks, for as long as you are true to yourself and you do not overestimate yourself. All right, so that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you so much for attending to the live stream. You were amazing. And we're gonna see each other very, very soon. The weekly readings are already up, so if you are curious what the week October 11th up until October 17th holds for you, you can check out the YouTube channel, and there you're gonna find a full list of the 12 star signs weekly readings. As well, if you do enjoy the content here on the channel and you do wish to support us, just leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And finally, if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can go to the website that you're going to find into the description down below. There you're going to see a full list of my services and their pricing at the very front page. We're going to see each other very, very soon. Until then, bye.